After several hours of torment, which ended with pushing the child out of the belly, with forceps, of course, without anesthesia, and hypoxia and torticollis in his son, he was rehabilitated for several months. This is the result of the fact that the doctors did not want to do a C-section for me, Joanna wrote. A woman is a wolf to a woman. Unfortunately, when two men and one woman cheat on one of them, the guys will go for a beer together under the slogan, "She is not worth me and you since she cheats." I was shown how to change and wash a child by a grandmother from the bed next to me, a mother of 3 children, and not by Babesteile, who are in the hospital for this. This is how Joanna recalls postpartum care. On Monday, my friend left one of Warsaw's hospitals with her newborn child. A few days earlier, she appeared in the delivery room with her own birth plan. He was supposed to be in the bathtub and the forces of nature. Everything went awry, and the plan failed, but everything had a happy ending. I described the story in the text. I was at the birth of a friend. It ended with a cesarean, which talked not only about the course of childbirth but also about the pressure to give birth naturally, which other women exert on women. I have received many letters from women. I chose 2 because women of different ages sent them with varying life experiences. And one of them is not strictly related to the subject of childbirth. It was sent by a lady who is elderly and has observed how women in Poland and Great Britain treat each other. The second reader, Joanna, shared the dramatic story of her childbirth, which the doctors wanted to end with the forces of nature at all costs. But unfortunately, they did not finish, which had sad consequences for her son. A woman, a wolf to a woman. Unfortunately, such appeals to women as in this comment will not do anything for sisterhood, and that women have empathy and do not stigmatize other women for wanting a cesarean and giving birth under anesthesia. Because a woman is a wolf to a woman. When 2 guys and 1 woman cheat on one of them, they will go for a beer together under the slogan, "She is not worth me and you if she cheats." And they're right, it's logical. And when there are 2 women and 1 man who cheats on one of the women with the other, the women will fight over the man. And they will forgive the man because he, poor guy, didn't know what he was doing. The guy was surprised. Why are these women so inseparable and playing against each other? I think it's a remnant of communism when a woman was just an addition to a man. Many mothers still advise their daughters in style, "You must get a guy because without him you mean nothing, even steal another one if you need to, but have a guy at all costs." This has a disastrous effect on the children. Because mothers don't react when their partner hurts their children to keep a man at home, a man becomes more valuable than a child. It's sad, but we see more and more cases like this in the media. I'm getting older, but in the past, if I had to do something at the office, I didn't put on makeup or better clothes to avoid getting in trouble with the clerks. Otherwise, I wouldn't have done anything. So anyway, these ladies were already smiling from afar at the next person standing behind me in the queue, a man. London is not Poland. It is entirely different. For example, in the UK. I lived and worked in London for 12 years. Being older, between 62 and 74 years old. These women support each other. Only in that country women did not have such communist experiences, meat ration cards and shoe vouchers, fighting for everything. And violence is socially stigmatized in England. In addition, women, if they are victims of violence, also receive full support from the authorities. My letter may not be so closely related to cesarean women. Still, it relates to the final appeal to women to support each other. Grażyna. 12 hours of agony. Glad she had a choice. I didn't have it. Instead of a cesarean, which I never even thought about when I was pregnant and which was not my dream, due to complications during childbirth, which resulted from too little amniotic fluid, there was an induction of labor. Foley catheter, cervical massage, oxytocin. Several hours of torment ended with pushing the child out of the belly, forceps, without anesthesia, hypoxia and torticollis in the sun, and rehabilitation for several months. Plus, they made it the worst, not the best, day of my life. Postpartum care, a massacre. The son has sensory integration disorders and Asperger's syndrome, which is most likely the result of all these experiences because the pregnancy was book-like. I can't prove it, but I'm convinced of it. Postpartum care in the hospital was also a massacre, eternal complaints and no help. You are supposed to feed, but no one shows you how. I had a problem with this, and instead of being told that there were special breast pads, they put a bottle of formula milk in me. It was the same with changing and washing the baby. How to do it was only shown to me by the grandmother from the bed next to me, an experienced mother of 3, who had just given birth to the 4th, not the old ladies who are in the hospital for that. I will not have a second child. The doctor wouldn't let me go home until I had pooped. I was barely alive trying to get something out. I lied that something had come up so I could get out of the hospital. It was only when the midwife came home for a patronage visit that she calmed me down. She said that after a forceps delivery, I might not settle for 10 days. That's how it was. 10 days passed, and I only left the toilet happy because it finally worked. All these ordeals meant that I would not have a second child. I have no guarantee that there won't be a repeat of the entertainment, and I don't have the strength for that anymore.